Hello, if you have your annotation homework, get that out. This one.
Okay.
And just put your name on it and pass it up. If you already put it in the drawer, that's all right. That's where they're going anyway.
Chris.
Make sure your name's not in there. I don't know that there's no one. Those are coming on us, right? Luke, you got yours? No.
No. I have the paper. I don't know. I opened it up and I was like, what is this?
All right, and then last time we wrote half a rhetorical analysis. We wrote half a rhetorical analysis about Mandela. Take that out.
Watch, there's gonna be like some weird
I finally invited you to speak before you get yeah, but still. I've got
Okay, let me get everyone's attention. All put phones away. And okay, you're getting out that Mandela essay that you wrote at the end of class last time. So this was the one that it'll be probably pretty short because I cut you off. You only wrote for 25 minutes. Maybe 20. It was 20, you're right. Yeah. And who was not here last time and did not do that yet? Okay, so for you guys, you are just gonna grab some lined paper. You are going to come sit over here. You can stay there, Zach. And you're gonna do your best to start writing it. If you have headphones, you can put in headphones so that you can ignore us. Here's paper. Okay, the rest of us find somebody to exchange with. Okay, here's the prompt. Okay. Up here, was anyone not able to find theirs? Excellent. Do you have one in front of you now that is not your own? Okay. Excellent. So just like we usually do, you are playing the teacher, the job is on the line, and you have got to give them comments to help them get to the next step. So I'm going to give you, these are short, but I'm still going to give you about 5 minutes, and you're going to read through their essay, and you're going to give them a comment at the end of their essay. You can give comments along the way, but you're going to give them a comment at the end of their essay that has a score written like that and has a justification for that score. So you're just telling them, hey, here's what I think you could do better. Here's what you do well.
How long are we
So, 1 second. Okay, so quiet. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes to do this. If you can't read their handwriting, you can ask them questions. But other than that, I just want it quiet in here while you do that. You guys are just gonna start reading the Mandela, start writing the essay, and I will cut you off at one point.
Okay, that's great.
Okay.
Wait, so we're done with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're missing two.
Okay, yeah, you are grading them on what they have, right? So it's like pretending that they had finished the essay. What do they do well is what they have, what do they not do well is what they have.
Oh, right, she said the reference. Okay, yeah, you're good, sure.
Well, you're grading them on what they have, so if they get 4 on what they have, like they do a great job with the evidence that they have. you give it to them. This is not going in grade, so this has, like, there's no reason to be like, I guess there is a reason to be nice, because you don't want to be a mean person, but it won't help them to be too nice, so try and be as realistic as you can. It's just for practice, yeah, and write on their essay. You're gonna get a chance to explain it to him in a minute, just for now, just write the comment.
Are we allowed to give half?
No, just full points for this one.
On your review essays for the past like week or so, I haven't been doing half points. I've just been doing full points. so that you can kind of get a more realistic idea of where yours would be. So if you're like, why did I go down? It might just be that it was slightly more towards a 4 than a 5, so I went with the 4 instead. Not always. I didn't always round down. I'm just saying. Okay, finish up your comment. When you're ready, you're going to give it back to them. And you're going to explain, I know this is awkward, but explain why they got the score that they got. So tell them, you know, what they did well, tell them what you felt could have improved about it. And be brave. I know that's hard to do. Okay, go ahead.
Repetitions.
No, don't worry. It's pretty good. Okay.
I just said,
No, it's not.
Okay.
Use all of the things as you can, and then you mentioned like the audience, and I just said these audience, and I don't know where you probably did. Wait, I didn't read the last sentence. Wait, is this everybody audience? And then the lines.
But I like that. It's a small.
Okay, has everyone heard about their paper now?
Okay.
It's poorly spelled.
It has.
Oh, that's what we. Okay, so you didn't know.
You also.
Oh, I know.
How are you? However, I do not know what say
Sophistication. No, I can't. Okay. It's because like no. As soon as I start watching it was oh wait. It was oh, there's like and I just happened to go here. Yeah. So. So I was like right there, like over here, I underlined your strategies, like the not only later, and then I just but yeah,
also this side looks like
I like okay. If you got a pen, you're gonna come up here.
oh no.
You're gonna write down what you thought the argument was. So, not necessarily your full thesis. I had you underline what you thought Obama's argument was about Nelson Mandela.
Dr. Barr, can I give my?
You know what? No, if I give you a pen, you have to keep it. But I just decided something different. So keep your pen. 1 second. You are going to revise that because what I'm remembering about this class is everyone was like, what? He doesn't have an argument about Nelson Mandela. Is that right? You were like, it's just, he's praising him, right? So here's what we're going to do instead. Keep your pen. We'll use it in a second. Everybody on their essay is going to write a more specific argument. So some of you might be then in danger of getting too specific, but that's okay. It's an exercise. So write down what is, and you might have to review the passage. What is Obama's argument about Mandela? So here he is praising his leadership, praising like how great he was for apartheid in South Africa, great as a president and so on. What made him great? That's the argument. So write down somewhere on that paper what the more specific argument is. Okay, we're gonna close this so that it doesn't write.
Obama's argument.
Yeah, in fact, here's a pen. You're ready.
Right now? or-
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Not a full thesis, just the argument portion of the thesis.
Wait, so I just, I'm not rewriting
Yeah. This is disappointing. Dr. Barr, I'm supposed to go redirect you. I should know this.
No, I hear you.
U-I-D-A-L-E-N-T. Yeah.
Elect.
Above. Think so. And then if you have 10, you've got that argument, you're gonna go put it on board.
Wait, so we use pencil and we can't do that?
So I gave some people dry erase. So it's just the people I gave dry erase randomly. Dry erase. But you've got it, right? Okay, go right on board. Is that how you spell hero? Well, that is great.
Yeah, I'm trying to think exactly how it works. I don't-
I'm almost done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are the other pens? Zoe.
Zoe's
There you
working.
go.
I'm the same boat as Matt. I don't want to.
I'm gonna draw it like as tiny as possible.
I know, no one can see this.
No, right? Yeah, your handwriting's hard enough.
Why?
Please go over Aaliyah's head, huh?
I see.
Discrimination. I can wait. I can wait.
No, the teachers, I'll wait.
I can wait.
I don't wait. You are always.
Sure.
Here we go. but not that easy. So you need some work, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why? We have this.
Yeah.
Matthew, are you ready?
Yeah. I just can't spell words. So wait, just the argument, not the whole thesis?
Right, just the argument.
Here? I.
I think I already spelled that wrong.
Oh, spelling doesn't matter, you're fine.
Ah.
Yep.
Perseverance. I don't know if I like it. It sounded better. Okay, well. That I knew that good, but it's okay.
Don't worry, I'm gonna pick on a bunch more of you.
Whoa, Matthew's handwriting was not cursive.
Why do you think I always write in cursive?
I like that.
Oh, what a
Okay, I want you to start reading these arguments up here on the board as Mel is ready. So, starting top right, Nelson Mandela's actions and philosophies were integral to ending apartheid and improving the lives of all South Africans. I love that as a specific argument. You could maybe get a little bit more into what the action was, what the philosophy was that what Obama focuses on. But as an argument for a rhetorical analysis, you probably get there in the body. That's specific enough. That's a good one. Aaliyah says heroes like Mandela. What says who faced adversity need to be commemorated in order to inspire others facing adversity to make change. So instead of focusing necessarily on what Mandela was like, here she's saying that Obama's argument is basically to be inspirational, right? Let's highlight all of these things about Mandela who faced adversity so that other people will be inspired by him. Good specific argument. Barack Obama is admirable of, let's say maybe like admiring of, right? What about just Barack Obama admires? No. I'm just saying that because to be admirable is like to say that it would be like saying Obama is the admirable one. You don't feel admirable, like you feel admirable. You admire other people. That's how it goes. So anyway, Barack Obama admires Mandela's perseverance through his discriminatory life and how he was able to use the backlash as personal motivation. Yeah, good. I might say perseverance through discrimination. You're good. You're good. But I like how specific this is about like what was admirable about him, like what action was the thing that we should admire. It was Mandela's common roots and humble perspective that allowed him to become such a beloved leader. Here you are not, like, you notice how different these arguments are, and yet I think they are both justified. Here that you're talking about like what kind of like what Mandela's background was that Obama is celebrating, and over there you're like what the purpose of celebration is, and they both work. Mandela was a great leader due to him being relatable by showing his humanity. What I really like about this one is how it manages to be very specific, but in a short, like a few amount of words, something I really struggle with. So I admire like that they're talking about the relatability and the humanity and the great leadership in such short amount of words, you know? Obama praises Mandela's ability to be an advocate for change, even through times of hardship. So here, I think the force of the argument is with the even through. It's like, that is doing a whole lot of work in that argument, right? Because they're saying that this is the admirable part, that he was like standing up to that adversity and like being able to persevere. All right, and then this one, Nelson Mandela is as great as previous political leaders because of his contribution to the progress of his people and his country. I like that this is a totally different argument than we've gotten so far. And so I expect that this paper will talk a whole lot about the references and allusions to other leaders, including maybe Obama himself, which it does feel like Obama does that a little bit in that eulogy. All politicians are going to use every speech they give to hype themselves up. But yeah, okay, good. What I wanted to show you here is that there is not one answer to what the specific argument is. As long as you're not saying like, oh, Obama is talking about what a great astronaut Mandela was in the space race. Like, as long as you're not completely wrong, you can justify all of these as specific arguments. And what's nice about having the specificity, though, is that now as you go through your rhetorical analysis, you know what to focus on. You're not just repeating over and over again, great leader, great leader, great leader, but you are saying like the purpose of it, or like why that seems unexpected, or why that is important to Obama's own image, or whatever. Like, you always have that focus, and it gives that through line for the paper. Okay, so you're gonna love this.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm cutting you guys off. Are you sad? Was it going so well? Okay, good. So I'm cutting you off now, and you're with us now. So you can put that to the side. And now we are doing another one. I know. So take a piece or two. Cutting you off. Don't stop. Yes. No, so now I want you to give me what you wrote. Lexi, I'm gonna steal this. Write your name. There we go. But you wrote down your notes. Okay, that'll be done.
Okay, now I have my name.
Okay, now this is kind of hard. It's going to be a really abrupt shift for you guys, just into a second one. Okay, don't read it yet.
We're trying to think of.
Oh, nice. I read mine.
No,
Oh, that's just for you, for your own information.
The puppy Cheerios.
Oh, you've got a whole system. Take what I can get.
My ears.
Okay, a bit of a warning for this one. So yeah, the warning is what Claire just said, where she said, Abigail, Adam. This is an older one. So what I have seen most recently is that most of the prompts, like 8 out of 10 of the prompts they give you, are a bit more contemporary, like this Obama Mandela one. But occasionally they will give you one that is old, and I do not want you to go into the test never having seen one of these and never having practiced one of these. So this is from Abigail Adams. It's like 17, yeah, there we go, 1780. So it is some old-fashioned language, but all the same ideas apply. The same ideas apply where you're trying to find that specific argument, where you're looking for, here, I'll even write it down for you. All right, that one went. Okay, specific argument plus strategies for your thesis. And your strategies, the kind of like general categories would be look at the structure, like look at what's first, second, third, and so on. Look at any claim types or argument types. This is like the resemblance claim, proposal claim, and so on. Look for repetition and look for imagery. There's other stuff. Obviously, we've talked about other stuff, but if you like are looking for those in those 4 main categories, it might go a little faster. Okay, just like before, I want you to start writing. I'm going to cut you off at some point, but you're not rushing it. Like you're writing it as though you have the 40 minutes.
Full essay.
Yeah, as though you have the 40 minutes so that you're writing the whole essay. Hey.
You're actually so.
Oh, extra.
Do we start?
Oh, thank you. Okay, ready? Go ahead.
Okay, finish your sentence. I'm cutting you off. Look, everyone desperate to say more. You love rhetorical analysis. Good. Oh, bad. Okay. We've got extremes. Better on this one. Good. That's what we're aiming for. Getting a little bit better as we go. Okay. So for this one, before we exchange, I want you to grade your own. So read through your writing again. And on, everyone listen up, on the pink paper, write what score you would give it. So don't write it on your actual essay, write it on the pink paper. And this is it's a secret. You don't want to tell anyone around you what you're giving yourself. As soon as I say secret, everyone says. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to give yourself a score on the pink. Get someone to have this, so like just on what you had in here.
She wrote a beautiful letter expressing her
Wow. I saw what I wrote.
One of my sentences I couldn't figure out to make it, which was the occasion. Adam was traveling with his father. Yeah, I saw that. Why did I do actually? That's awesome. Because in the letter to her son, John Quincy Adams, Abigail Adams writes. Oh, I didn't know that. Him traveling. I don't think I'll be so far. This one was easier. I can't do that. That's strange. She's sitting there going, my dear son, at just this one shoot. Render your parents improve without. I wish I could understand. Like, what would this say today? I rolled up for 30 minutes. My right phone.
Okay, who's graded themselves? Raise your hand if you've given yourself a score. Okay, 30 more seconds if you haven't. Remember,
I want to give me not a good score.
let's just go through it. If you have a thesis, even if it's a bad one, you get the thesis point.
Oh, that's true.
If you use multiple rhetorical strategies and your commentary is amazing and you always have this through line that is always talking about how this is persuasive and related to the argument, then you get 4 evidence points. And then on down, if it's not quite amazing, or if it's really amazing, but you only talk, we're not going to do the only talk about one thing because I cut you off. You would have talked about more, right?
I was about to start.
So you're grading yourself based on what you have. And if you feel like you would have kept going along this track, if you kept going along this track, what would your score be? Cody, do you have a question for me, or you were just saying you graded yourself? Okay, perfect. Okay, now without, oh yeah, Zoe.
How the crap would you refer to all this? Because they're all atoms, and so I
Yeah.
didn't want to be.
I said her son like 10 million times.
Yeah.
That's a great point. I might use their whole name. Yeah. Quiet, everyone.
Since John Adams was only mentioned once, I used his full name, and then I used John Quincy to refer to John Quincy Adams, and then Abigail referred to Abigail.
Yeah, I think this would be. I know.
I think this would be the only one that you'd be kind of justified using first names, like just first names, because it would be like hard not to. If you did Mrs. and Mr. Adams and John Quincy, it'd be okay. Like, you're right. That's a tough one for this one. I didn't even think about that.
I did do Miss
Ms. Adams. Yeah, to be like very formal. Yeah.
I like mixing it up. I feel like it's boring. You guys do the exact same thing. So I kind of like want to come like Quincy's mother said, you know.
You could do that, yeah.
Or like, you know, or just like.
But to address that issue, so Elsa was like, I feel like it gets repetitive when you're repeating the name. Rhetorical analysis kind of by nature does get repetitive with the name. It's not the worst thing in the world if you're repeating that name over and over. Yeah. Yeah, Josie?
How long did you just spend writing?
You spent 25 minutes.
So
So-
okay if I was like starting my second body
Okay, so wait.
paragraph,
Yes, so where you should have been, you should have had a Soapstone's intro with your thesis. Everyone should have finished that one in that time frame. And then either a full first body paragraph or very, very close to being done with your first body paragraph. That would be a really good place to be timing wise, because you spend the first 10 minutes like reading it and planning it, and that part is really slow going. The last 15 minutes that you would have had, you would have written a lot more, I promise. So yeah, so if you got 2 full paragraphs, then you are in good shape. Anybody start into their second?
I wrote.
Good. Okay. Anyone get into their third? Speed demon, yeah, right. Oh, and Gracie, okay. So without telling someone who you're gonna trade with what you scored it, don't tell them what you scored it. Trade with someone new this time, not the same person you did last time.
But you have like multiple pages. Wow. That's like, I feel
We'll see if it actually.
I did not get that far. Can I trade you again? Oh, yeah, sure. How do you have time for that? We have the same time, yeah?
Okay, does everyone has their new one in front of them? Claire needs to switch? Yeah, with whoever, okay, who do you have?
I agree, see.
Did you guys switch before though? Oh, but then you'll have, yeah, there we go, thank you. Okay, no more preambles, you're good, you're with practice, you're fine. I mean, like where you're like, oh, it was really bad and I was trying to say this, or I guess you might be like Matthew where you're like, this is very good. All right, you got 5 minutes to grade it and give them a note at the end, okay? Go ahead. Yes, right on their paper, for sure, right? Write comments on their paper and a score and everything. Maybe on this one. Listen to Adele. It was just me. Yes, yeah, and sophistication point would be like almost a gut reaction where you're looking at it, you're like, this is a really good paper for 25 minutes. I can't believe they did this. It's a hard point to get. I mean, I've given out 6s, but I don't get the individual essay scores back. So I know, I really wish I knew, but I don't know. I'm sure I have because I've had lots of, and it'd be really hard not to get at least 1 6 and still get a. You could probably do really amazing on the multiple choice and get 4s and 5s on the essays and be okay.
Absolutely not. No, I just got mad.
Okay, you still have a minute and a half, so be really thorough with your comment. Or comments, you can break it up and write them on the paper if you want. Okay, give them that final score, just write it on their paper. And hand it back to them.
Here's yours.
Okay, and explain the grade to them. I mean, I know you gave them a comment, but it's sometimes easier to say it out loud. So explain your grade.
Because it was hard to figure out which parts it was, just because usually like you start to grasp quotes and stuff. So I usually have to quotes in the first paragraph. I actually really love like your argument kind of game. I mean, it is rhetorical analysis. Yeah, it's that one. Okay, because I also it was just I felt like honestly this could have been this answers to
My punctuation.
so let's just ask them to name it. I felt like that could be a thesis, and this could be a thesis.
Like my main point was that she was more trying to explain that he And that he needs to follow her advice. He's not racist.
Yeah, I love that.
That's what I
So
was.
I think
Which is what I did.
Yeah.
this is part.
And then, yeah, I think there's a very honest one, but I think
Yeah.
Obviously.
I would actually just try to put those two, like put them together and then yeah, she really only personifies like the mind, which I kind of compared to learning, but I should have. John is John.
Very main point of her. But I think more what the was like why she.
It's like and why
So I got right now, I was like, this is that's why I said, it's like, I can actually analyze it.
No, because she was trying to make everyone
What did you run like this?
What do you mean? I don't cough out like I cough to my. You guys have eggs? What is that? What does that have to do with anything? No. What?
I've had kids.
I see how it
I actually love
No, literally, the hat.
Anyway, I'm reporting you guys to the bowling
Oh, yeah.
Same you talk.
You're right.
They call you anti- What do I do? I'm gonna still keep doing this because it's like ingrained into my. My trademark.
And I have one other question unrelated to this. For my last practice essay, would it be okay for me to come up with my own prompt as like an argument essay?
Could be, yeah, sure. I wouldn't mind that. Okay, so I gave you the Gladwell essay to do annotations on, right? It was like blue and it was like about small, it was called Small Change.
I don't know.
Okay, so I remember like when you first came into class, I like gave you a stack of essays and I was like, this is what we've been talking about. Let's
Right.
excuse this one because it was before you got here.
I remember that.
And one of them was this Malcolm Gladwell essay that you were doing annotations on.
Okay.
So that one you still need to do. I'm not sure why your grade isn't showing up. Oh, it's because it's I'm on quarter. There we go. Quarter 4. There we go. Okay. So honor code essay. If you would like to, you can rewrite that for a better score. Because I remember you didn't finish it.
Yeah.
There was that one. And then I still have like a bunch of stuff to still put in. Like if you did the social media essay, that will go in. This most recent annotations assignment will go in. So this is like by no means final. But if you're wanting to raise this up just from what it is, it's that Malcolm Gladwell one, which I will get you another copy if you don't have it anymore. And then redoing the honor code essay if you want to.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. And then if you think of another prompt, just let me know what you decide on.
The prompt I want to do for my last practice essay is like should people not take part in musical activities?
This is great. Yeah, that would be a good, that's exactly the kind of prompt they would give you too. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, we got one more thing to do. We only have 2 minutes left. We have 10 minutes to give this little choice.
Wait, speaking of.
Yes.
I tried so hard.
Dr. Mark. Thanks for
I am driving a teacher.
My next essay.
All right, did everyone get a purple one? Oh, I got it. Okay, so let me get your attention. Quiet. Okay, with me like giving you feedback on all your review essays, I won't have a chance to give you feedback on that, Abigail Adams. So I was hoping that your own feedback and your friends' feedback will help you see kind of what direction you were going in and what could be improved. And I'm just curious, who thought they got the exact same score as their partner gave them? That's good. Was anyone meaner than their partner towards themselves? You were meaner. That's what I thought. Yeah. Was some people's partners were meaner towards them. Okay, so this is one of the composition multiple choices. It is only 6 questions, so we will definitely be able to finish it. I'm going to give you 8 minutes. I'm going to give you 8 minutes, and then I'll give you the answers before you leave. All right, are you ready?
Yeah. Yep.
You can rip it up if you want. Okay, ready? Go. We have a minute left. Okay, 10 seconds. Okay. So that was a little bit shorter than the time that you'll actually get. So if you finish, that is awesome. I'm going to give you the answers kind of quickly here so that we don't run out of time. All right. Number 1 is E. E is an elephant. Number 2 is C, as in catastrophic. Number 3 is D, as in dangerous. 4 is A, as in amazing. 5 is B, as in beautiful. 6 is A, as in as. Okay, good work, Nick. Save the hard day. I'm hoping that you're feeling better about rhetorical analysis because next week we start reviewing argument. And we're going to talk about all the different examples that you might be able to use. We're going to review like the text that we've read this year that can always be used as good examples. So just, there's one last little homework assignment for rhetorical analysis that's on Canvas. It's due next time, but you have all the way till Monday. It's a homework assignment. And you can just put this in recycling on your way out, unless you want to study it. Yeah, I keep that. It's the jokes. Are you going home? Thanks, Cody. See ya.